right, we're live. We're going to see if anyone pops in. Might take a second. This new live stream is just kind of strange. All right, we're going to see what goes on. Still says 0. Let me go to my channel. Justin. I do not see. Oh, there you guys are. Justin, J-Dog, Tanisha. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? So, hit the thumbs up so people know that we're live, please. Not doing bad. How about yourself? How about yourself? Did you want to come on with me? I could get you on here, Justin. Doesn't matter. You just have to let me know.
Back in the 90s, there was no more inspirational sports movie than Ritter. His story gave people to live guys.
Yeah, J-Dog, congratulations on that. It's good that you're doing that. Sweet. You can come on anytime you want. I'll get you on right now, and then, we can just wait for people to come in. It doesn't matter. We can just discuss whatever, It is up to you. I can send you the link. And on Facebook, you click it, lets you right in, and we can go from there. So, Tanisha, how have you been? What have you been up to? What kind of stuff you trying to figure out? Maybe we can help you here. Yep, I'll get you on right now. Hold on one second. Justin, give me 1 second. Give me a second. Let me find you on here. There you are. And I believe I just sent you the link. So, all you gotta do is go on there and yeah, funny, Justin. You're funny, buddy. You are hilarious. And there we go. I have to put it on crooked so I can hear. If wait a minute, let me do it this way. There we go. I can hear, and then I'll be able to hear you when you get on. Nope, wrong one. I can't do it that one. I have to do it that one. There we go. That's much more comfortable. So, Tanisha, what can we help? What are you having? What kind of stuff are you trying to figure out? Maybe we can help you. You got to let us know, though. Well, it's awesome that you're doing great. But to figure out financial things is always a tough one. It really is. Especially if a person doesn't have much money like myself, so it's not easy. Looks like it's just you and I in here right now. I think Justin's trying to figure this out, and I think J-Dog has stepped out. Unless you're still in here, J-Dog. You still in here, buddy? I should tell a few people that I'm live, too, to see if anybody wants to pop in. So what else has been going on, Tanisha? See if there's another person in here. Hello, whoever you are. Yeah, that would be great if they did. I think Justin's trying to figure out what's... I seen you put a video up. I did not get a chance to watch it yet. It's going to be hard today because a lot of people are at Tinley Park, I believe, at the reptile show. So this may be a short one if Justin can't figure it out. All he has to do is hit the link. But I don't know what kind of phone he's got, so it might be complicated compared to what Juan did yesterday. So we'll see. We will see. If we don't get a few people on, I will definitely be hopping off because so there's 5 likes. We'll see what happens. Oh, there's Justin. We'll add him. Hey, Justin, you there?
Hey, how you doing, Andy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you there?
I'm here.
You might have to turn your volume down or something. I don't know. Is it going in a loop or something? You got like headphones or anything or no?
I don't know.
Because when I speak, I can hear myself.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I have headphones on my PS4, and they don't fit in here. So.
Oh, they don't fit into your phone.
No.
Yeah. Can you get YouTube on your PS4?
I'm on a tablet right now.
Huh?
I'm on a tablet right now. I can see if I can get it on my PS4.
Because if you can get YouTube on your PS4, you can turn the volume. No, I'd still hear it though. That wouldn't work. Oh no, because you'd have headphones on. You can turn the volume up on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to hear me that way. So. What I was saying is it might be hard to get people in here tonight because of Tinley Park.
Yeah.
Might be just you and I in here. I think Tanisha left. I'm not sure. These balls, how you doing, buddy? Would you like to come on, Dylan? I can get you on here in a matter of seconds, buddy. He's trying to figure out his headphone situation because of the back loop. Another day, another dollar. Oh, I didn't know that, Tanisha. I apologize. The number went down to like 1, and I thought, another day, another dollar. Are you working there, these balls, or are you home? They made it weird to get on YouTube now, on YouTube Live. You have to go through some kind of different host to get on YouTube Live, no matter what your channel has for followers. It's weird. Yeah, when you get back from Taco Bell, if we're still on, by all means, I'll get you on here really quick. It's simple. Oh, you got work today? At 1? Yeah. How are your animals doing, Dylan? Yeah, they made it really weird. You can't go through, you just can't click on go live with YouTube no more on anything. You have to go through go live, and then you have to copy and paste your thing, go over to another server, and go live. So, no, Tanisha, the number went down to 0 or to 1. It was weird, Tanisha. I thought everybody had left. But then it dawned on me that what's the name is in here too, so it should have at least been 2. It's hard to say, though, how they work it.
Okay, I got you on PlayStation 4, and I actually got our video up now.
All right, well, when you get the video up, put your headphones on. You can use your phone for the camera and just turn the volume down on it.
Okay.
What was that? I can't hear you.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't hear myself now, but when you talk, it's like it's like every other word comes through or something. Can you hear it when you speak?
It's my way. This effort. I can hear like it's echoing.
Well, I hope you get your 3 extra clutches, Dylan. Sorry, Aurora is still sick, but let's hope it gets better. Yeah, you having a problem with your Wi-Fi? That's what Dylan's even asking. I know with the hosting thing here, like it lags a little bit on my end. Like when I say something, it takes a couple seconds for you guys to get it. But Justin, yours is like breaking up or something. I don't understand what was going on. So what's gonna stutter? What's everybody been up to? Anything big going on, Dylan? You didn't go to you gonna plan to go to Tinley Park next year, maybe, or in March or something? I think we may have lost Justin, but we'll see if he comes back. If he comes back, I'll put him back on. Uper, how are you? Do you want to come on, Uper? I can get you on. We got a lot of snow and a blizzard today. Oh, very cool. You redid your Savannah monitors. That would be cool. That'll be decent to see. Oh, you did a video on your fan fiction. Was that today, Tanisha? Oh, the snow is coming there tonight. Well, you know, there's places here that got like 2 feet of snow over the last 2 days because it was bad. Let's hope you don't get that. Sweet. Now, see, if you do that, that's something I wouldn't mind going to. If you're going to host your own event, it would be pretty cool. Well, Uber, your camera's at the wrong spot, buddy. You need to go get it. Just kidding. Huh? Oh, you haven't posted it yet. Well, that'll be cool then. You could probably get a really good deal on it then because you work there, right? You just got home. Yeah. I was only messing when I said that, Uber. You can use your phone. Don't your phone have a camera on it? Oh, it sucks. Well, that could be pretty expensive. How much would you be? How many vendors could you get in? It's fine, Justin. How many vendors would you be able to get into a place like that, Dylan? You don't delete your old videos off your phone? It's time for a new phone when you run out of room. Oh, yeah, don't delete that one. No. Don't ever delete that one. Yeah, it's like it's like the internet went down in your area or something, or is lagging behind there, Justin. See, I have friends here that did this, and they were very concerned about getting enough people in to pay for the whole place, and they were shocked. Their first time around, they actually made money because they filled it right away. And you're like, what, like up by Seattle there? Is that what you were talking about? I guarantee you can get enough people in there. Depends on how much the tables are, though. Oh, did you Uber? Congratulations. I won't be able to make it in March, but if I could have, it would have been cool. I went to, if I go now, I'd probably be looking at tarantulas more than anything. But my friends who did it here, they were shocked. And we live in the middle of nowhere. They were shocked. They filled them up. They did it. It was pretty impressive. Now they got one that's in about 200 miles from here. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, I know there's tons of them at Tinley. All the ones I have are doing really good. They're growing real fast. Native Crib, what's up? How was the, you know what? I totally forgot to go watch your video yesterday. I'm going to have to write this down or something because I have to watch it. I'm going to write this down right now. Were you at Tinley today? If you're at Tinley today, how was it? Was there a lot of people there? I haven't seen any videos go up yet of Tinley Park. You got 4 teas. What teas did you get, or are you going to save them for a video? But you could tell us because we won't say nothing to nobody. We'll keep it a secret. I'm addicted to the tarantulas, man. It's crazy. I never thought I would get like that, but it happened. Tarantula Collective, he has a table there, right? Or a booth or whatever. I don't know if he's selling anything, but I know he had a booth there, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, see, here's the deal. When you do this, Dylan, and I have full confidence in you, you can do it. Start advertising months before. Like, book it, fill it up, get people, start sending out stuff to get vendors in there, and start advertising big time. Advertise, because that's what this person did. Green bottle blue, a curly hair, a pumpkin patch, and a Vietnam blue. Pumpkin patches are absolutely my favorite of all. I have 4 of them. I'm going to probably end up getting more sooner or later. I really like them. And then I'm going to start breeding them. And I probably shouldn't. Yeah, do everything early. Pull your permits early. Do everything early. Then turn around and advertise. That's what this person did. They started advertising. They started getting on, talking to the radio stations and getting them to put a little advertisement on their radio station early and, just make it known. You'd probably do a lot better than you think you would. Like, little less than half an inch. That's cool. Mine were so tiny when I dropped the fruit fly in there. It looked like the fruit fly was bigger than they were. Now they're big. They're about, good inch. It's a half an inch. Give it a give it a small wheel. You know what you could do? This is what I did when they were so small too. I gave them fruit flies when they were really, really tiny. So what I would do also is take a tiny mealworm, crush the head of the tiny mealworm so it was dead, drop it in there, and they will go and eat it until they got bigger. Now I could drop great big huge giant mealworms in there and they jump right on them. Who'd you get it from? I know I got mine from Fear Not Tarantulas, and they were tiny. They weren't even a half an inch. They were just microscopic. I had to put glasses on to see them in little vials. And you would drop a fruit, like I dropped fruit flies in there, and sometimes they were too small to take a fruit fly, so I would cut up a little mealworm and drop a little tiny piece in there until they got bigger and bigger and bigger. Before you knew it, they were big enough to take them down. I think, Fear Not's got good stuff. Dylan, I think you're going to do great. I really do. Yeah, Fear Not's good. Haven't lost an animal from them yet. They're really tiny, but if it's about a half inch, get tiny little mealworms and drop in there. You can buy them little 1/4-inch mealworms. You can buy them and drop them in there. What's the name will have them to you in a day, 2 days. Rainbow mealworms, you can go on and order like 1/4-inch mealworms. 50 of them, it's like $2. Shipping's like $2. They get it to your house. It's cheaper than going to the pet store. That's what I do. I bought, I think it was 1,000 big mealworms, full size, and then like a 500 little mini ones, little inch ones, and had it shipped. It cost me $6. Got it to my house in a couple days. Yeah, less than a half an inch, about a 1/4. Yeah. When they're real tiny, though, fruit flies is what I did. Yeah, rainbow mealworms does really good. Yeah, they seem to get them to you quick. They're cheap, and I put them in the refrigerator, and they last me a good while till they're gone. And then when I'm almost out, I order more. Oh yeah, Dylan, no problem. I know you can do it. I think you'll be very successful at it. How are the geckos doing, Uber? How are Liam's geckos doing? And Uber, are you still thinking about getting a tarantula? Because I know you were thinking before of getting one. Healthy and cool. You should send me a picture of them, updated pictures of them, so I can see what they look like as they grew. I'm sorry to hear that, Tanisha. What should you do, slip on the ice or something? Breaking bones is no fun. I broke ribs. I broke my wrist. Wouldn't want it again. I fractured this guy once. That is Juan from... he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a lot of tarantulas and stuff too, but his name is Juan. He's from Michigan Exotics, Marita. Would you like to come on, Marita? I can get you on here in 2 seconds. The way they set up YouTube now, you can get them on there pretty quick. Okay. Uber, that'll be cool. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't jump off a swing either anymore. I used to do it a lot when I was a kid. And then I think to myself now, I could have really broke a leg. Because I've seen kids in the playground break their leg when I was a kid. Yeah, Juan's a pretty cool dude. He knows his stuff. he's got a lot of knowledge. That thing is looking good, Uper. It is. Wow. I'm impressed. Tell your son, great job. Yeah. Yeah, I say the same thing, Tanisha. I'm way too old for that. Stevie, how are you doing? It depends. I can just go as long as I want, really. It doesn't matter. All right, Uber, I'll be looking forward to it. How's the new building coming, by the way, Uber? How's it going? That's good. That is good, Stevie, that you're doing good. We got a lot of snow here, Stevie. I don't know how much you got, but we had like a little mini blizzard going on here today. Had to shovel out so you could just get in the car in the driveway. It was bad. We got like some parts of the state got like 2 feet of snow, 2.5 feet of snow with this storm. Sweet. Have a lot of fun there, buddy. You usually work them all when they're there at home, though, don't you, Stevie? Okay, what kind of heat you gonna put in there? You gonna put electric heat in there, or like the little the radiator looking like heaters that are oil based or whatever they are? I know you know what I'm talking about. Or you're gonna get like an Eden Pure and put it in there or something. You're gonna like having them that close to your house too. You can just run right in there and do whatever. Oh yeah, the oil ones. Okay, I know what you're talking about. They do a good job too, especially if you insulate the place good. They do a really good job. So, what are your plans? Are you planning on getting more snakes, Uper? And my other question is, are you going to planning on getting a tarantula still? Hated driving 50 miles away twice a day or more. Yes, because it's. I got the thing next door, but since I've cut way down on my collection, I mean way, 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 way down. Yeah, see, I don't know. Oh, your Tokay Gecko is what you got for $10 and $40 shipping. But since I cut them way, way back, but I probably won't expand any. So, oh, you're not looking for one, but you would like to have one. I got you. I got you. My collection or Uber's collection? My collection is pretty big, but I've been slowly selling things off the last few months here. I've been selling off a good chunk of it. You like the orange tree. You have me lost here with the orange tree. Yeah, no, I've been tarantula collection's growing dramatically, but the snake collection's cutting way down. Oh. Okay, the orange tree tarantula, I got you. Yeah, curly hairs can go for. I've seen some go for pretty cheap. But then again, you gotta look at it this way. It depends on who you were getting it from. And some people, if I went to a table, let's just say I went to a table and it was somebody I didn't know, and they had a curly hair for $5, and I seen over here, like let's say Marita had a table over here, and she had a curly hair for $15. I'd rather buy it from Marita because I know what she's got. You know, I know that her tarantulas and stuff are well taken care of, other than spend just $5 on one, possibly lose that tarantula in no time. You know, I'd rather purchase from people that are well established and that I know. And any breeding going on, Marita, with your tarantulas? Anything good going on? My wrist hurts today. See, my wrist bothers me. It's the one that's got the screw in it. It does. When it gets cold and snowy out like it is here today and yesterday and the day before. Yes, I have a Nicaraguan, and I want to get more Nicaraguans. The Hondurans. I don't want to get the Hondurans in my collection. Not that there's anything wrong with them. It's just I want to get the more of the Nicaraguans. I have a Nicaraguan now, and I need to get more for it. I only have one. And the two forms are the Nicaraguan and the Honduran, right? Am I correct on that? I need more of those too, Marita. I only have one of those too. Chalcodes. That'll be another one I need to get in the collection. I don't have any Chalcodes either. I got some H-Max. I got OBT. I got some Poecilotheria fasciata. I have Brachypelma vagans. I have Phelnopelma simanis. I got the Hapalopus species Columbia larges. What else do I have? I would have to sit down. Oh, I got some C. darlingis. I got the AVIC, which I need another one. I need some more OBTs. I need some more AVICs. I need some more. Let me think. What's the other one I've said? Oh, I got to put some Chalcodes in there. And curly hair. I need to put some more Nicaraguan curly hairs in there. That's funny, Uber. You're funny. You need an OBT? I don't know if mine's a male or a female, but it's here's a picture of it. I don't know how well you'll see it. I took this yesterday morning, I think it was. Male pucka patch, I would have to see what I have. I don't know what they are right off the top of my head, but here's my OBT. I took this one this yesterday morning. Here's more of a better, a much better like picture of it, I guess. Same picture, but more zoomed out. Like that's a molt up above it in its web. I'm going to rehouse my pumpkin patches here in the next week. And when I do, I will get some, see if I have, I'll see if I could tell if it's a male or a female or not. Because they got some molts in there laying in there, you know, I could pick them out. Scary. I think they're pretty cool. I never thought that they would become addicting and very addicting like they are, but they're very addicting. So, Michigan, there you go. Juan, Marita. Michigan Exotics is the one that was on yesterday. How are you doing, Juan, today? I could send you a link, Marita, like I said, if you want to get on. I could send it to you through Facebook. You could be on here in a second. Yeah, I really like them. Fear Not's very good. Never heard of any complaints with them. I'll tell you what I did do now. I don't know if this was wrong, but I placed an order. I'm not gonna tell you who it came from with some tarantulas, and I had said to them, and I was getting on to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna send it out on this day," and I says, and that day, you know, it took a while, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, Fear Not Tarantula would have it out on this day." And that person on the other end started screaming, "I am not Fear Not Tarantula. I'm sick of that. I hear it every time I get on. Every time somebody orders from me." I was like, oh, well. But it was kind of funny to hear him go crazy like that. But, yeah. Juan, thank you for being on yesterday. You just disappeared. I don't know what happened. And I want to thank you for being on. It was good to have you on. Yeah, it was funny. Fear Not. So what I said to myself is, if they sent me the tarantulas, and they were excellent tarantulas. Not that there was anything wrong, but don't ever mention Fear Not tarantulas to them. They went completely ballistic. I was like, holy cow! Oh, it was funny. I can't remember exactly what the conversation was with them. It was about tubs or little dram vials or something. And I was like, Fear Not would send me those or something. And they went off. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured your battery went dead, Juan, and that's why you just were gone so all of a sudden. Lucky it didn't go off when I was, you know. Yeah, I'll still be on. I will still be on. Absolutely. Yeah, people tend to, I don't know why they do stuff like that. Not that just they can do what they want. It's their animal, I guess. But I wouldn't, for fear that it would jump, get hurt, you know, bite you, bite someone else. Did you get any video at the show today? Native Crib, did you get any video while you were there or anything like that? Dual. Yes, you would have to use your headphones because otherwise I would hear an echo in the background. You'd have to plug your headphones in so that way nobody would. So that way we wouldn't hear, like when I speak, they wouldn't hear an echo coming back through it. I think you were just having internet troubles, Justin. But other than that, it would have been great to have you on here longer. Would you like me to send you the link, Dylan? Yeah, I'm sure you will get it figured out, Justin. We'll have you on another day. No big deal. It's not nothing special here on my channel, so we'll get you back on for sure. Mm-hmm. Did you guys hear about the building collapse in Louisiana today or something? All right, yeah, I'll send you the link, Dylan. I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook. Okay. Let me see here. Gotta find you here. Hold on, guys. I'll be right there. Hold on a minute, guys. I will get you on. Hold on. Let me find you on here, Dylan. I think you should have gotten it by now. One dead, two missing. That's what I thought. And there was a bunch of people hurt too, right? Am I correct, Justin? Let me see. Could it be Vader? Yeah, no, they were doing construction work on this building. I think it was like a Hard Rock Cafe or something down in New Orleans or something. And the building collapsed when they were building it. Vader? Is that what you wanted me to say? Vader? Stevie, I am doing pretty good. How about yourself there, buddy? Except my wrist hurts, and that happens every time it snows or gets cold out. I got a pin in it, right? I don't know if you'll be able to see the little scar I got right there. And it's right in here. And every time the scar is right there, I don't know if you see it. And every time it gets cold out, my wrist hurts. But I survive. I'll tell you, when I broke it and they put the pin in it and had to do surgery on it, it has never been the same. So that's a point. Don't break bones. Yeah, in our right wrist. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you had it either. And the next step was going to be if that the screw didn't hold it and it started healing and the bone started dying, because that's what was happening. The bone started dying when I broke it. They would have had to put a metal plate in, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything with my wrist. It would have been straight. That would have been it. Hold on. Let me see here what that was. I will have to watch this in a minute because it's from Emma. So I'll watch it later on. Is it cold right now, Uber? Is that what you're asking? Right now, the temperature here. Hold on. $19. Not super cold, but 19 is 19, I guess. Yeah, it hurts when it's cold. Oh, it was a statement. I got you, Uber. Yeah, that sucks to get that stuff. 19 is dead. Is that? Oh, 19 is death. I thought we were talking about the building collapse a minute ago. Yeah, 19 is death. I could still run out in my shorts and my t-shirt and a tank top, though. But once the temperature drops to the negatives, them days are over. See, what's good about living here, though, Marina, I'm going to tell you. You go through a period of where it's like 40 below zero for like a month or so. Then when the temperature goes up to 20 degrees or 19 degrees even, and you're at 40 below zero, up to 19 degrees, that's almost a 60-degree warm-up. And you run outside and you're like, wow, it's not bad. Yeah, it is kind of too cold. I would rather live where you're at, where it doesn't get super cold like this. So, yeah, we get during January and February. February is the absolute coldest month here. February, you've been known to get to 60 below zero. We had a snowstorm a few years ago where it was 60 below outside. It was bipolar Washington weather. Yeah, Justin, you're from Minnesota, so you know, right? But what part of Minnesota were you from? Were you from northern Minnesota? I mean, I could drive and hit Canada in an hour from where I'm at. Yeah, and Uper, when it does that, you can't tell me. When it goes back to the teens, it definitely feels much warmer. Minneapolis, yeah. Yeah, I've been up north, though. Yeah, I know. Minneapolis is cool. I've been there a lot. Still like Philly better, though. Philadelphia only gets a few weeks of cold weather, and at 2 to 3 degrees below zero is about the max. Wind chills about 20 below at the most, and that's only for a day or so. Nothing like here. I loved Phoenix. Never got this cold in Phoenix. And where Marita lives, I don't think it ever gets this cold either. Yeah, it does. It feels like springtime. When it does that, you're like, wow, winter's over. Then it smacks you right back in the face again, doesn't it? You prefer like 2 weeks later. Been to South Carolina. It was okay, but I don't know. Not a big fan of South Carolina. I love the desert Southwest, though. I will admit it. Lake Arizona, Lake Oklahoma. That's not, Oklahoma's good, but too many tornadoes there. Wasn't a big fan of Texas too much. Texas has a lot of bugs, big ones that bite. I like New Mexico. I liked Arizona, and California was cool. Yeah, it does. Tell you guys a story. I don't know if I've ever told this to you, Marita, but I was driving through New Mexico. It was, and we stopped. We were low on gas, and it was trying to think of where it was at. It was outside of Albuquerque, but it was on, I'm going to say, the eastern side of Albuquerque, maybe 50 miles or something. It was, anyway, we were driving. To make this story shorter, we were driving, and the gas was getting low, and I'd seen a sign, gas station. I pulled into the gas station. This is no joke. I pulled into this gas station. It was a little wooden building, shack of a gas station, and had one gas pump. I pull up. This guy walks out. All right. And he came out, and then the garage door opened up on this gas station. And there was like 50 people in there. And they started walking out towards the van. And then people from behind the gas station come walking out. I just took off because I said, only one person has to pump gas. We don't need 60 people to pump gas. So we just took off and went down to the next one, which was a regular gas station. It was there was a lot of people in there, and we went and got gas. But that gas station, I can't remember what the name of it is. I'd have to ask my sister. She was with me with her kids. It was funny. It was hilarious. But wouldn't have bothered me, but I kind of felt uncomfortable when I seen like 50 people come into the car, and I'm like, no, there's something wrong here. And I took off. And I kid you not, when I say 50 people, it had to be at least minimal of 50 people. Gotta watch New Mexicans. That's what popped in my head, Justin. I'm thinking, I seen the movie Wrong Turn. I know that took place in West Virginia, but I gotta get good. We get lonely too far from our people. Yeah, well, it was just one gas station. It was in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, wow, not happening. Did you ever see the movie, Marita? The Managua Bean Wars that was filmed in New Mexico? I like that movie. It was a pretty good movie. Where the Hills Have Eyes, yeah. I just took off. I was like, nah. Because you know what popped in my head was like Wrong Turn, The Hills Have Eyes, and then I saw my face on a milk carton. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that movie. The Managua Bean Wars. Yeah. Beanfield Wars. Is that what it was? The Managua Beanfield Wars or something like that? It was. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, you guys might be like, I wonder who this guy is. Showing my picture right now on the milk cartons or something. All goes to New Mexicans. We're lonely. Like you said. Nah, they didn't look like deliverance people, Justin. Yeah, it was filmed in New Mexico. It was pretty good.
But they really don't understand the parenting thing. My crew, especially parenting girls. Right. I mean, that's a whole different thing. Get me started on mommy things. Yeah, what is with that?
You know, my son, did I tell you what happened with my son yesterday? He goes into the tarantula room, and he did not know I got the 2 H-Max. And he's seen his 2 cages, and he looks in it right on the front of him. They're a good size H-Max, you know, they're about yay big. And he freaked out. He come out, you know, he's just getting over his fear of him, and he's like, he said, and then I sat there, and he goes, I sat outside that room, I was like, wow, I didn't know that we had ones that big. Then he says, he sat there for a minute, and he said, you know what, I can do this. And he went down, he put a chair in front of him, and he sat and talked to them for like a half hour. And that's true, Marita. He started talking to him, and he said he talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes, and he was fine with them after that. Then, you know, I lived across the street from a serial killer and around the corner from a serial killer. They never bothered me, and neither do the tarantulas. I think you're safe. I lived around the corner from Joe the shoemaker. I lived across the street from Marie Knowles, and she killed kids. Well, so did he, but she killed kids. You'd rather not be. Who was that? What do you? I don't know what you're talking about, Marita. Oh, wait a minute. That's true. Some people say that too, Native Crib. Do you know, I'm going to tell you something. Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, that's, yeah. That guy's from Michigan, I think. Something like that, or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we had around the corner was Joseph Killinger. He was the shoemaker. We had Marie Knoll across the street from us when I was a little kid. And around the other corner, Gary Heidnick. All 3 of which were serial killers. Gary Heidnick used to take women and put them in his basement, bring one up, kill her, cut her up, cook her, and feed her to the other ones in the basement. He was crazy. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes, that's what it was. Milwaukee, Jeffrey Dahmer. Ed Queen or Ed Gain? Or I don't know who you're talking about, Justin. Oh, you were. What did they used to have people go in and visit it, or you go walk past and stuff like that, Uber, and go in there or something? The Green River Killer. Yes, that's crazy. She's lucky she made it out of it, huh? Ed Gein. Ed Gein is from Wisconsin too. He was the guy who would make furniture out of the people and make lampshades out of their make lampshades out of their skin and stuff like that. Oh, that would have been freaky, Hooper. Yeah, Ed Gein was the from the 50s. He was a farmer, I think, and people came up missing when they went there to his place or something. There was a pig farmer in Canada during the 80s who was killing people too. But Ed Gein would he made a belt out of nipples, and he made chairs out of bones. He made his mittens out of people's hands. That guy was nuts. They say that's where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy got. Okay, I'll get you right here. Hold on, Marina. I'll send you the link on Messenger. There you go. When you click the link, you'll pop in and I'll get you on. Yeah, that's where they said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the part of it came from that. See, there was a murder in Texas of a salesman who used to killed salesmen that came to his place, and Ed Gein Ed Gein is where they got the Leatherface guy from and stuff like that for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was kind of scary business, that guy. But that was during the 50s, so I personally think it would have been... Oh, yes, to Scarface. Yeah, the original. Yeah. Yeah, he did have some major mob issues or something. I think they executed him too, right? They didn't just put him in jail. I think they executed him. I sent you the link, Marita, so... And Uper, you don't have... Were you talking about, like, serial killers by you up there in the woods somewhere or something to that effect? Or did they catch the person who did it or something over the summer? I can't remember what you were saying. So... It was quite that you were talking about that when we were on Peace Out, Native Crib. I think Marita's popping in if you wanted to hang in for a while. Deadly Tarantula Girl. I thought you were talking about it on my live stream with me, the last live stream I had on the podcast. Yeah, Huber, you got to get your camera and stuff. Sweet, Dylan. Have two of these on. It'll be awesome. There they are.
It'll be awesome.
So, how are you guys doing?
Good. Just working on building our barn and doing
How
a
are you
bunch
guys
of
doing?
stuff. Good. Just working on building our barn. And
That is cool. I hear a bad echo coming through. Is that is cool?
Get out of this.
Mute that. Okay.
okay, is that better?
Yes, much better.
Okay, cool.
Sounded like the poltergeist or something.
So you guys are building a place for your a bigger facility or something, or what are you doing?
Well, we're building a barn for our livestock. So it's been we're like buying the wood and building it. So it's been fun. We had some horse escapes today. It's been crazy. Anyway,
you got them back though, right?
yes.
I know my son had a girlfriend and their horses got out, and it took them a week to get it back. They seen it, they couldn't get it back though. It was in the guy's field, but it couldn't get out of the field, so they knew it was safe in there. It was just the idea of catching it again.
Wow. Yeah, well, miniature horses are a little easier than standard horses, but they're buggers, so.
They're cuter. They
Yeah.
are cuter. They're cuter little guys. Cuter. A nice gecko.
Thanks. Hank's going to take this one home with him to breed with his. He's living in Texas now, but he comes back pretty regular, so.
Yes.
Yeah, we said just take ours, breed with yours. Hopefully we'll get some babies.
Very, very good. Dylan, I don't know how you would do that. I was answering the thing on here. Anybody got any questions for Marita or anything like that? We can ask her some questions if you have any. So, you said you got an AVIC sack coming up soon or something?
Yes, we had, what was building a sack earlier? Was it a Belfry? Oh, yeah, it was an AVIC tonight. It looked like she was kind of knitting the web to lay a sack. That's what it looked like. So, yeah, we have that and a couple little things in the works. So
that would be cool.
It's almost ball python breeding season again, and time to start cooling colubrids. And
oh yeah, it's always fun when you do that though with the colubrids. I always enjoy the colubrids more than anything.
They're fun.
They're a lot of fun. So, good. Well, one thing you can do with colubrids is double clutch them, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Depending upon how healthy they are and what size they are. What's your favorite current snake species? That's what Dylan wants to know.
That's hard to say. I really love retics. Ball pythons are exciting though because there's always new incredible things to be excited about. But to me, a ball python is not, even though they're so beautiful and fascinating. I mean, a reticulated python, like most people, I got fascinated with the whole dinosaur thing. And a retic is almost like, one of these animals back from, before mankind. And so I personally really like retics because they're giant, they're beautiful, they come in all kinds of colors. And I just really like the shapes of their heads and faces, and they're just awesome.
I have to agree with you. I like retics also. And berms are my absolute favorite because berms were my first snakes I ever had. So berms are my absolute favorite. But ball pythons are like having a pet rock. They could be in one spot. You go there the next day, they're still sitting in that same one spot. Yep. And retics are very, very intelligent animals compared to other snakes that you keep. They're always thinking. They learn things. They learn your routine. They can recognize you. There's no doubt in my mind. They recognize some certain people when they come in and out of the rooms, and they will, if they could find a weakness in your enclosure, they will figure it out.
Yes,
because they're very intelligent that way.
Watching them try to open the doors and stuff like that, which we keep our big females in locking cages because they're once they get up to 20 feet, those are, I don't want to say it, but dangerous. They can be dangerous.
They could very well be. They can be.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't want to be, they could be.
Of course, and they're not evil. It's not aggression. It's just survival instinct, and I don't fault them for it, but I would fault myself if someone got hurt because I wasn't following regular protocol. We don't work with them alone. In fact, one just got a chicken this afternoon, and I looked in there and she hadn't eaten it, so we need to go back in there tonight and figure that out.
See, now a male retic, if it were to bite you, like a female retic will bite and let go, where a male retic will bite and twist, you're going to the hospital. Male retics are pretty, if their bites are bad compared to like a female. Even though a female gets much bigger, a male's bite is much worse.
Well, I have several, but I have a very large trio, and out of my huge adults, I would say my girls are more aggressive than the male, but we've never been bitten by any of them. However, when he first came to us, he got some kind of an abscess in his mouth, and so we were just doing some basic treatment, cleaning out the wound, and it was all pussy, so we were having to drain the wound and stuff like that. And so JD was holding him kind of behind the head while I worked on his mouth and his teeth, and we were getting done, and he kind of like twisted and squirmed away and just scraped JD with a couple of his teeth and sliced his hand right open. And he wasn't even trying to bite. He wasn't being aggressive. He was just like, "Ow, you're hurting me," trying to get away. And I thought it might need to be stitched. He works in a hospital, and he said, "No, it's fine." So we didn't stitch it, but or we didn't go to get it stitched. But it was, a significant laceration just from the teeth touching him. So that was
See, now,
it was a lesson.
Breeding season, a male retic gets a little more aggressive, but when they bite because they're used to biting and like pushing other males off. They have their bite could be very severe if it's during mating season. I mean, they'll bite and they bite and then they spin and it slices you really, really bad. They will battle another male retic to the death. It's not like other snakes that just push one down. No, they'll fight to the death.
Right.
Females usually just bite and let go, but where a male, when it bites you, it pulls and causes teeth problem. And here's another thing people don't know: if a retic should ever bite you and like wrap around you, if you grab its tail, if you can get a hold of its tail, or if somebody gets a hold of its tail, you can bend the tail straight up in the air and straight towards its back, and it'll automatically let you go. That, or you can bite the tail. If somebody grabs and bites the tail, it'll automatically let go. You don't have to bite it hard. Just, give it a good bite. It'll let go. Don't bite it on its body, its tail. It has to be its tail, though. They're very sensitive about the tail. And a lot of people don't tell people that stuff,
Right.
So.
Yeah, retics are awesome. That's probably my all-time favorite. Of course, I love Bolin's pythons and rainbow boas, and I like Pope's vipers a lot, and eyelash vipers and sidewinders. But retics are probably my most favorite.
Yeah. Now, you talk about their intelligence. It's like croc monitor, very highly intelligent. Probably one of the most intelligent reptiles of all is the croc monitor. Those and king cobras, very intelligent animals. And then, like, when you look at these guys and you look at their heads and you're looking in their eyes, they're thinking. You could see that they're actually thinking. Yeah. So it's kind of strange to look at another animal and see it's trying to figure stuff out.
I like working with intelligent animals.
Yeah. So what's your guys' plan for tarantulas this year? Like, will you guys plan to breed a bunch this year, or just?
Well, yeah, that's always the plan. I don't necessarily have a focus. Basically, my plan is to raise up as many yearlings as we can to maturity, to pair up any stray animals we have. Which species are we trying to pair up right now? He keeps a good inventory list in his mind, and my brain doesn't work that way.
We need a
Yeah.
male Smith-Eye, green bottle blue,
Smith Eye, green bottle blue.
pumpkin patch.
Oh yeah, the cyclosternum. No, that's Davis fasciata.
I'm trying to read these comments over here.
Um,
Hold on, we got Dylan wants to pop in. He's pretty cool, so we can get as many people as we want in here, I guess. So, Dylan, what's your favorite snake there, buddy? If you can hear me. Can you hear me, Dylan?
What's up, guys?
What's your favorite snake?
Oh,
I
hands down, Burms.
So why is the berm your favorite?
I mean, where to start? Like I said, Burms, where to start, man? The size, obviously incredible.
I like them because of their laid back nature.
Oh,
They're
hold
very-
on. I'm trying to cut out this background noise. I had to download Chrome in order to use this on my Mac. Hands down, just the size, everything. Their demeanor is great. They really have a lot of personality. I mean, all my Burms, when I walk in the room, besides one exception, because there's always an exception, they all pop up, they look around, come up to the glass, much like people say retics do, but
Yep.
my Burms all do the same.
Now, Marita, you have some berms, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
love berms too.
So, what's your guys' favorite morph for the berm? I know yours is going to be the pied, right?
Well,
Pied
you
berm.
know, really, if we got to go all out, it's going to be a caramel pied.
Very good.
Maybe a lava pied, but nobody's made
So-
them, so who knows?
Burmese.
I think you froze up there, Marita. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. So what were you saying now, Carmel? Oh, there you're back, Marita, I think.
Go ahead.
No, okay. So what were you saying, Dylan? It would have to be the caramel berm?
Caramel pied.
Pied, yep.
Yeah.
Is that what your project is? Are you going to try to get to that?
Oh,
Like-
we're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
What is your favorite morph, Marita?
A pied for sure. I don't have any. It'd be awesome, but I like berms. Even just a normal berm is really beautiful.
Yes.
And I like, again, they're beautiful. They're big. Their temperament. Burmese python was one of my original belly dance snakes, and I still have her, and she's really awesome. I mean, it was funny the first time I ever danced with her, because we were at a little festival, and people were just kind of mulling around. People were just kind of mulling around the festival, and when I brought her out and started dancing with her, people literally ran across the park to see what I was doing. And it was kind of funny, and it was hard to just sort of keep my show face on and continue performing. But people were obviously fascinated and enthralled by seeing her, because she was so big and beautiful, and and she's just a normal, but she's really awesome, and she's fun to work with.
Yeah. That's what I like about them too. They're very laid back, very easy to, they're good show animals. Like if you're going out to do like an educational program, they're very good that way. Now, Dylan, are you planning on breeding again this year or anything like that?
Actually, she's already been paired twice and seen visual locks.
Is this the same one as last year, or you're not breeding her no more?
Nope, I am going to try again. I'll give her one more chance, see if it was first-time complications and me pulling the clutch maybe a little bit early for a first-time mom. but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Marita, I don't know if you know Dylan. He bred his berm last year, and she got egg bound. Am I correct? How many babies did you get out of her, and how many was she egg bound with?
So we ended up with 24 eggs. Only 23 made it through incubation. Altogether, she would have had 46, I believe.
Okay. And oh, go ahead, Marita. You can ask a question.
No, I was going to ask what happened. So you were telling.
Oh, so I waited about 12 hours. She looked like she was done laying the clutch. I went ahead and pulled the clutch, noticed she definitely wasn't empty, and she ended up egg bound, and took her to the vet, got x-rays. We tried a round of oxytocin, didn't work for her, so we just kind of waited it out. Took a couple months, but one by one, maybe a few at a time, she just passed them.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is actually one of her babies from last year.
You already got to calm down.
Hold back.
Very good.
Beautiful.
They're beautiful.
So that's Amelia, albino, 100% het green, pos het granite.
I am so glad, Dylan, that you didn't opt for surgery. You know how many people opt for surgery right away to try to get the eggs out?
Yeah.
It's one thing I've learned with the 35 years is if you just leave them be. Well, you did. You took them to the vet, and I understand that. A lot of people do that. Pitocin probably didn't really hurt anything. But a lot of people, they right away want to have surgery on them to get the eggs out. And if you just, I had a ball python hold eggs for 6 months after she laid the clutch. And then she passed the ones that she was stuck with. It just takes time. They'll come out on their own,
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm definitely glad we didn't do the surgery. And since then, I found a much better and more trusted vet. So definitely go that route from moving forward. But,
See, the deal with vets is a lot of them are trained about furry animals, not really reptiles. I mean, they have to go through a course of reptiles, but they don't focus on reptiles and they don't understand it. And they end up doing things that they would normally do. Pitocin, a lot of times they do Pitocin and the eggs all come out. But in your case was a good example. They didn't. So.
Yep. And, I might be close to Seattle, but I'm within 30 minutes of Seattle, maybe an hour on a bad day of traffic or whatever. Could be longer, actually. But the point is there's really not that many good reptile vets in the area even. I mean, we maybe have 3 really good reptile vets in the state.
Yeah.
But I lucked out and happened to find one who's only a mile and a half away from my house.
That's awesome.
I'm lucky to have access to Dr. Mark Heinrich. He's a couple of hours away, but he's an amazing reptile vet, and he's, famous nationwide, and he's a big tortoise breeder, but he keeps a lot of different species and has over the years, and I trust him fully. So anytime I have a problem, I just take stuff directly to him, or he comes over, or I call him, and
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I trust his recommendations. So we're very lucky because we're in a super remote area, and he's actually retired, so he's not accessible to the public, but because we're friends, he still does whatever I need. So.
Oh, nice.
I have a question for both of you guys. Now, with this format here that we're doing on this live stream, can you guys see the comments on the side or no?
I can't.
No. See, I keep looking. Nobody's leaving comments right now. They're all just listening. But I keep looking over trying to catch the comments over here. And I missed a few. Like Uper had to leave because he had to go to work or something. But sorry I missed that one.
Actually, I completely missed the private chat versus live comments section over here. So I just swapped it over.
Oh, I didn't know if you guys could see it or not. So, yeah. Marita, didn't you bred your retic last year, was it?
Yes, we bred retics the last several years.
Oh, okay, so that's several years, and you've never had any issues of egg binding or nothing like that at all
with that species. I've had ball pythons get egg bound.
And what did you do?
It depends on the circumstance. I lost a corn snake this last season that got egg bound. A lot of times we will try to massage the eggs out gently. And that comes with risks, definitely.
Oh, yes. I seen a video. I don't know who it was, did one. Was it Brian Cusco did one, and he massaged it out, and the whole oviduct and everything
Yep.
came out with it.
Yep, that was
So-
Cusco.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
I just prefer to leave it alone. And if it's like right at the very end and you can see it, you can aspirate the egg, you know.
Yes.
But if it's further up, just leave it be, you know. Corn snakes a little different. You know, they're smaller animals, and you know, sometimes when they get egg bound, they get really big.
Mhm.
But I had a king snake get egg bound, same thing. A few months later, the eggs come out. So I never panicked on it unless you see the snake in absolute distress. I never panic over it. So
Well, that's good, and usually it does work out. Sometimes you end up hurting the animals trying to help them, and or sometimes they were going to die anyway because of something that you're not even aware of. So
yes,
sometimes if you do necropsy, you find out later that there was some underlying issue that you know that might be why she got egg bound was because of some other health issue.
well, one thing I was going to say is we breed these so much that there's genetic flaws in them, and we don't even know about it.
Right.
Like you can go down, you have a healthy snake, and go check it tomorrow, and it's just dead, you know. And it's all because of how much we breed them and stuff like that.
Well, and even under the best of circumstances, if you're going to have reproduction is a complicated process for mammals, reptiles, whatever. Sometimes things go wrong. I mean, there's statistically it's impossible for that not to happen. So usually it has very little to do with genetics or care or anything that the breeder did. It just happens sometimes.
I mean, I'd have to agree with both of you. You got the genetics that have known issues, but on top of that, like we were just talking about one of my other Burmese, Aurora. This girl came to me sick. I've done everything under the moon to culture-wise, complete BAL, I mean, everything, ninovirus test, and their explanation for it is that there are a lot of mycoplasma and other bacteria that we don't even understand that are carried on through these animals and could affect certain generations, but not others, much like we have cancer that jumps generations.
Yes.
The same sort of issue. So there
Now,
may
what
be
exactly
nothing I can do
are
for her at this
her?
point.
What exactly are her symptoms? Like, what exactly is going on with her?
So what I first noticed was a slight clicking. I'm thinking, okay, beginning signs of an RI, easy. Give her a little treatment, go from there, bump up her temp. She should be good. Got worse and worse. Her lungs started swelling. She started to develop fluid in her lungs. And since then, she's just gotten worse. It's just hard for her to breathe. Her lungs really swollen. She still eats great, acts normal, drinks, goes to the bathroom,
Okay.
but her lung is swollen with fluid.
Now, have you ever thought of getting her checked for nidovirus?
Yep, already
Because-
did it.
Oh, okay, because I was going to
We
say,
had multiple cultures done, tested for
right.
mycoplasma and a full
Nothing, huh?
bacterial and lung wash twice.
and nothing, huh?
Nothing.
Okay, because I was going to say,
comes negative.
when a snake goes through stress, if they get sick like that, 9 chances out of 10 it's nidovirus, because that's when, when they get stressed, their immune system goes down, and that's when that pops up. But
Yeah.
you better test it for that, so that's not what that would be. It's
Yeah, we actually went to a different vet just for hell's sake, just to get a different opinion and a different lab's test results. Both times 0. The lung washes helped a little bit, but it just started to make her lower jaw swell up. So now it's, every other day she's doing okay. She's not so swollen. The very next day, her mouth is swollen, her lungs swollen up due to us trying Baytril on her. Even with an extremely diluted Baytril, she still ended up with scars on her scales from the injection sites. So, I don't know.
How about the F10? Did you ever try the F10 fog?
Yep.
Anything? Yep, did nothing, huh?
Still
Wow.
doing it to this day.
Wow. Well, I hope she's
Yeah.
okay. There's some
Let's see.
strange stuff that goes on, because I know I had a friend who had a bunch of snakes. They started getting a lump on her lip, and then they would die, and then they still never found out what happened to it. He had to separate his whole collection out and wean it down to just which one's head, whatever it was.
I don't know if you guys can see her in there.
She's beautiful.
Oh,
Mhm.
she's the best looking hypo I've ever seen in my life, honestly. I knew the second I saw her she was going to be in my collection. I didn't know she'd be sick.
No.
Mhm.
So,
So, how long has she been in your collection?
6 months roughly.
And at what point did you notice she was ill?
About a week after she got here.
Oh,
My
so
routine when I get an animal in, I'll check them out. I say hi to them. I put them in their enclosure. I don't touch them for a week.
so was she in quarantine still when you noticed that she was sick?
Yep.
And so she's never gotten out?
No.
Oh,
None of the
that's
other
good.
animals anywhere around her are sick whatsoever. She's now in an AP because I didn't feel right keeping her in a 70 quarantine tub.
Yeah.
But I mean, here we can take a little look if you guys can see. I got my boy Gizmo, actually her dad, right below her, perfectly healthy. Retic below that, my 22-year-old corn snake down there. Another couple of my big berms here. Nothing. Everything's completely healthy, but that beautiful girl. I don't know if you guys can see me pointing.
You ever thought of contacting Steven Tillis?
To be honest, I don't know who that is.
He's a young guy. I've been following him and friends with him since he was like 16 years old, and he went to college, and now he works with reptiles and like diseases and stuff. And he went to college for this. He might be the guy to contact. He might know what's going on.
You
He's
said Steven Tillis?
Tillis,
Okay.
Tills. He owns Reptilis Herps.
Okay.
So you can probably contact him through reptilis.com or even look him up on Facebook, and he's very intelligent when it comes to, especially with berms and blood pythons and their illnesses they come along with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to speak to somebody else about it. I mean, like I said, we have a great vet, but a second, third opinion never hurts.
He works in a lab. He may want you to send like a culture of her saliva or something and try to figure out what's going on from there or whatever.
At this point, I'll do anything for the girl. I mean, honestly, some people have made fun of me for it. I've spent probably, well, I mean, I won her in a raffle, but if I were to have paid full price for that girl, I've already quadrupled that in vet bills just because I love her. And
well, that's what happens. That's what happens.
Oh yeah, got to be prepared for it. A lot of people aren't.
So, Marita, your friend there, how many reptiles does he have?
Oh. Okay.
I used to have a lot, but then I moved. But before I moved, I had like mostly iguanas, but I had some geckos too. But my big thing is tarantulas now. So I took all those to Texas with me, but a lot of my stuff I ended up having to get rid of. A couple of things I gave to Marita, but
Nice.
the I definitely took home with me. So.
Ball pythons. You were keeping ball pythons too?
Yeah, some ball pythons for a while.
Very good.
So did you guys notice Justin's comment over here? What are your guys' thoughts on hybrids? Personally, I like them. I just think people need to be a little more responsible, especially if they're going to sell them. You need to be 100% clear on the genetics of that animal and the hybridization that was in the process, say if it's a 25%, 50, etc. But personally, I think there's some amazing hybrids.
Well, I look at Bob Clark came out with the Borneo Bat Eater, I guess it's been 25 years ago. I remember when he did that. Very cool looking animal. Nothing that I would want to produce myself, but very cool looking. It's a berm retic mixture.
Yep.
Is the Borneo Bat Eater. So, yeah, I'm not big into hybrids, but I don't see anything wrong with it. If that's what you want to do it. But you got to be honest with people.
I can't see the comments, but I'm guessing they're asking what we think about people hybridizing reptiles.
Yes.
There are, although I will say there are some out there that are beautiful and interesting, and the scientist in me, the mad scientist, goes, ooh, yes, that's incredible. Ethically, I feel like it's irresponsible for the most part because of the plight that our environment is in. I feel like we have a huge responsibility to preserve the species that are here and not to hybridize them, because in captivity I feel like we have a responsibility to um, assist them in procreating and perpetuating their species. And I feel like hybridizing kind of
Well,
interferes with that a little bit.
most hybrids are sterile, I believe.
Yes, in some cases.
In some cases they
That
are.
is true.
A lot of fish when they're hybridized like that are sterile. Also, they can't reproduce. George is in here. George is aquatic balls. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know what the deal is with tarantulas. I know people do hybridize tarantulas a lot.
1000% against that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're ever sterile or not when they get hybridized. But yeah, I don't agree with that with the tarantula thing because it's hard to tell, sometimes.
Well, that's the thing is, so many of species of tarantulas look so similar that it's easy to even accidentally do it. So I had a video in which I actually talked about, so I did a breeding on camera, an egg sac pool on camera, and then I did a third follow-up video in which I announced that I euthanized the egg sac because the breeder contacted me and told me that the species that actually I don't.
It was a hybrid Fasciata.
Yeah, they got information that would indicate that their fasciata was hybridized, and I just people said, "Oh, that was so you killed all those babies, and you could have just made sure they went to pet homes and all this stuff." You can't make sure they go to pet homes because
No.
if you have hundreds of offspring, you can't sell them to people and follow that animal for its life and know that it's not ever going to be sent to breed. I mean, those animals change hands. People get hard up for money sometimes. Just to me, there was no way to ensure that those did not continue on and dilute or taint bloodlines of the species Fasciata.
I have to agree. There's some animals out there that there is no pure form of anymore because of hybridization,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens. And I have to agree with that. That I would have done the same thing. I think I would have killed off the egg sac completely because you can't take a chance.
I caught some flack for that, but I decided to go ahead and publish the video, even though I knew it would be controversial, because I thought that it was important that people clearly see how strongly I really felt about it. And, it's easier to see a hybridization in a reptile for the most
Yeah.
part, or a mammal. Like a mule literally looks like it's part horse and part donkey.
Of course.
And you can see that it's neither one. And again, they are a sterile animal. So I don't see any harm in making one. They serve a purpose. They won't procreate. They won't reproduce. And that animal should never be mistaken for a donkey or a horse. And if it were, it's not going to be able to reproduce anyway.
Yeah.
So, in that I can see that mules serve a purpose that neither a horse or a pony can do. They're a stronger, sturdier, larger work animal. Horses are more delicate, and donkeys are stronger, and so creating that animal is a good thing. But on the tarantulas, when you can't tell one from the other, especially once you start mixing them, and even if there are a few experts who could tell them apart, the lay community, they
wouldn't be
can't
able to. Yeah.
difference.
I know I wouldn't be able to. So now here's a question for you. Now, when you get into species like the Burmese python, then you got like the Indian rock python,
Mhm.
very closely looking. They look a lot similar. Now, if you were to hybridize them, would you be able to tell the difference?
Mm,
Yes, it's
I
already
have
been done.
hybrid.
Oh, has it? See, I didn't know that. And you can
So
tell.
there's a distinct way to tell the two species apart, which
Yeah.
is the scale directly under the eye. If the
Eyes.
scale completely connects from the eye to the mouth, you're positive there's Indian rock in there. If it has a split scale, it's a Burmese.
Okay, but like again, now you would be able to tell that, but the layperson wouldn't be able to tell that. I'm sure.
No, I mean, it's really easy to Google, but unless you were to be even curious, you're not going to know
Yeah.
or pay
Yeah.
attention.
If that was sold to most people as a berm, they would never question that that was a berm.
Yep.
And, you know, so although you might think to look for that, like he said, 99% of people that would wind up with that animal, they'd never know the difference.
Oh, I completely agree. That's kind of my point why I think if somebody is going to do it, they need to be 100% clear across the board on what they did, what the crossing was, and what the offspring is. I mean, I'm not going to go around any corners. I'm going to try to shoot for bad eaters, but I know the risks that are associated. I know what I'm going for, and that animal's going to stay here.
Yeah. Like Grizzly Exotic says, not all hybrids are sterile, though. Yeah, that's true.
Nope, bad
Not all-
eaters can breed still, so can
Yep.
Indian and Burm crosses.
Yep.
A lot of the, I haven't heard back on the, I believe they were called Carpondros, the
Yeah.
carpet cross mix.
Yep.
I haven't done much in there, but it's just not a species I work with, so I haven't cared to do the research.
Yeah. It's just, I don't personally, like I said, if somebody wants to do it, do it. But you got to be honest. And
Yep.
if you're going to keep them for yourself is one thing. But I personally would never do it because of the, like with tarantulas, like Juan said here, some of them can reproduce. And
Yeah.
obviously Marita has found that out because she had the Poecilotheria you said that reproduced for you. And it was, so.
I'll
Yeah.
agree with you there. Tarantulas are scary enough already. We don't need them scarier.
Now, I my son, like I said, he got past it. He had a real fear. Like he walked in the house next door that we have, and there was a hanging chain with a ball on the end of it to pull the light on, and he turned around and hit him. He almost passed out because he thought it was a spider. But now we got tarantulas, and he sits and talks to him like the H-Max. Where he didn't know I had those, and he went in the room and saw them, and it freaked him out. But then he went back in and sat down and talked to them. This is his way of getting past it. He sat down and actually talked to him for like a half hour.
I can see it. I mean, if they're behind glass, I'll look at them.
Yeah.
If they're out in the open, I'll be on the other side of the room.
Yeah, I don't hold mine, so I keep them behind glass all the time.
See, then I could look at them. I still probably wouldn't keep one, but if a friend has one, I'll look at it. Just don't bring it out around me.
Well, I don't necessarily recommend tarantula handling in most circumstances for most keepers. Tarantulas are a display animal. Although some can be held, there's always a risk to the person and to the animal. And frankly, tarantulas are not an animal that need to be held. They don't really want to be held. Many of them tolerate it. Some of them don't. And I know very few people that could be bitten by a tarantula, and the person's going to calmly and patiently wait for them to retract their fangs. Most people are going to smash that animal against the floor or the wall, and whose fault was that? So
Yep.
I just personally don't think most people should be handling. Although to each their own. I handle mine and I catch grief for it, but I've been doing this for longer than some of those people have been alive.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
I feel like I can read my animals, and if I get bitten, that's my whatever. That's the risk I'm willing to take. That bite, that venom is not considered medically significant to humans. Depending on the species, it might hurt. I might be going, was that a good choice? But again, it was my choice to make, and I do also believe in freedom and our right to make those choices as well.
Yeah.
Juan from Michigan Exotics had a question for you. It says, question for Marita. Wait, it jumped up on me. Wait a minute. Was she lucky enough to get the Celadonians? Is that how you pronounce that in your last shipment?
I didn't get any. No, that was I didn't get any. That's a beautiful species, though, and one that I'm definitely keeping an eye out for.
My buddy Jeff's in here. Jeff, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. So it's nice to see you in here. Let me see.
We also missed Justin's comment
Oh,
on
did we?
when it comes to snakes. What do we find to be the easiest or toughest to handle?
The easiest to handle? Probably be ball python. It just kind of lays there. The toughest to handle?
Yeah.
About actually handling.
One of the toughest that
Is
would
it
have
more
to be
just holding, not hand? Yeah.
handling. Yeah, more holding. I guess I don't know what you more carrying and just saying, oh, here's a rock. No, I'm only kidding. But that was my opinion. Retics would be one of the tougher ones because they don't sit still. They're kind of constantly moving. And if you're not able to constantly keep wrangling that snake from getting into things and around things, that might be one of the tougher ones. I don't know. What's your opinion?
Yeah. Go ahead, Dylan.
If we're gonna keep it non-hots, yeah, I'd agree with retics. My retic is hyper as hell, and he's only like 7 feet. If we're gonna go hot, that's a completely different story. And then easiest ball pythons for sure. If not, maybe a corn snake or a hognose. They seem really easy to handle to me.
Yeah, corn snakes are even wiggly, though. I mean,
Yeah.
python literally just sits there, and they do bite, but who cares? It's
Yep.
like a non-event. For difficult retics, because of their reach and the fact that, once they get their nose or their head in somewhere, you really kind of have a wrestling match on your hands. And I find the temperament of Crotalus atrox to be surprisingly nasty. As far as vipers go, they are just way more aggressive than even some cobras.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could definitely
Sorry
see
about
that
the
too.
shaking, guys.
No, that's
Figured
fine.
if I'm sitting here, I should at least grab a snake.
Yeah, no, yeah, if retics get it in their head, they want to move somewhere and they're going somewhere, it's hard to stop them from changing their mind. But the thing with hognose, you could be holding a hognose and before you know it, they're latched onto your finger because they just decide your finger smells good to eat today.
That's my milk snake,
Oh, milk snakes are
hands down.
milk snakes are notorious for biting you in the webs of your fingers. But yeah, I would say ball pythons would be about the easiest. I think that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say most of them just sit there. I got a few like this girl who like to move around, but otherwise they just kind of chill.
But you get into some of these like the Amazonian tree boas, they could be a little tricky because they like to snap at you real easy. But
Yeah.
when they get bigger, they get a pretty long reach. So
Yeah, so what morph is that, Dylan?
She is a GHI Mojave yellow belly.
Oh, nice.
very nice, very very nice. I love the golds on her.
Right.
Yeah.
She always reminds me of those like the cheesy skeleton Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Let me see if there's any other questions over here. Oh, you answered Justin's question. He was going to ask what that was.
Oh, yep. She's about up to size too. Extremely excited on pairing her.
No, I don't. Excuse me, I don't see any. I use my Costa Rican zebra as a live prop in a lot of shoots. Okay, yeah. Grizzly Exotics is saying that he uses his Costa Rican zebra as a live prop in a lot of his photo shoots and stuff like that. I love taking pictures of my animals. I don't know if you guys do. I could take 1,000 pictures of the tarantulas and the snakes and stuff. Especially when you get a good shot going, I enjoy taking pictures of them.
Well, yeah, and then for every one good one, you take 100. So
yeah, oh, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
I do that with my discus. I do that with The tarantulas, I do that with my isopods. I'll take 1 million pictures of the isopods to get one decent little picture of an isopod. So, do you keep anything like isopods or anything, Marita?
The only honestly, I'm really bad at breeding springtails, and I don't know. I'm the world's worst. One thing I cannot keep alive. This is embarrassing. Fruit flies. I just can't. I don't know why. It's easy. It's so easy. I get it. I know what to do. I do it, and then my colonies crash. So that's actually why I quit keeping dart frogs, is because we're in a remote area. You can't really get fruit flies when you need them, and so unless you're breeding your own fruit flies and springtails, isopods, stuff like that, it's a real challenge to keep tiny little poison dart frogs alive. But oh, cute.
I've never tried fruit flies. I always bought my cultures of
God,
fruit
they're
flies.
a hassle, and the media stinks. So I mean,
Oh, it'll stink.
yeah, it actually smells kind of sweet, but it's the yeast that kind of just grosses me out. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is about it. And then you have to mix the media really hot and then let it cool before you put the flies in. It's just, and of course, if I've got 12 colonies of poison dart frogs, I've got to keep a bunch of cultures of fruit flies going. And so it just takes time, and it's just like, crap, it's been a whole week. It's time to, make new fruit fly colonies. And I don't know.
Then
I'm
you
no
get the
good.
mites too that go with those, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then here's the other thing. They are amazing, is that they're genetically engineered to be flightless. And if you cross colonies just once or twice, by that next generation, those assholes can fly. And nobody.
I can see opening up a jar and them flying
Yeah,
all over the house.
there goes all my fruit flies. Screw this. Forget it.
Nope.
Yeah.
So what's your friend there got? Is that a hognose he's got there in his hand?
One of our little hoggies, a little conda hog. And then I've got
you got a
jungle carpet.
Carpet, yes.
That
Are you planning
carpet's
to
beautiful.
breed? Yes, it is.
Thank you. I think this one might have been produced by Isaiah Phillips.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, hit it in the middle of the head.
I feel out of place. I don't have a snake in my hands.
Oh man.
Looks like you're gonna have to keep one or two around the computer from now on, Andy.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna have to start keeping one around here. Justin wants to know what you guys think live versus frozen thawed rodents. What do you prefer? I prefer frozen thawed. It's just easier. It's easier for me to get frozen thawed. A lot of stores won't sell live anymore.
What do you do, Dylan?
You know what? I'm gonna be the odd guy out here. Probably. I like live until it gets to rabbits for my big berms and the retics and stuff. I feed live.
So I breed my own rodents, and so I'm feeding a lot of live pre-killed, because I have seen a lot of cases of snakes getting chewed up by rodents. And also, too, I feel like it's inhumane. I don't particularly like what the rodent, the idea that the rodent's experiencing all that agony. But I'll be honest with you, I have plenty of snakes that need a live prey in there in order to eat. And, my primary goal is to keep my reptiles alive and well. So if that means that a rodent has to suffer, although I don't enjoy it, I do kind of consider it part of the circle of life. And it's just sort of a necessary evil. I don't talk about that a lot because people tend to think that makes me some kind of a sociopath or something. And, all I need to do is point out to them the violent death that the cow experienced before they went to McDonald's and ate that burger. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's a really hypocritical way people think, honestly. I mean, in my opinion, and I completely respect your guys's on pre-killed or frozen thawed, but live is how these animals naturally eat. We
Mhm.
I
can't
agree with you.
completely take the wild out of the animal. I mean, we have a lot of them in rack systems like the one behind me and stuff, or, even if they're in a larger, more naturalistic enclosure. These guys need some sort of,
enrichment, basically.
enrichment, basically. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got to be able to move around and do a little bit of what's natural. And
Well,
to
here's
me,
my
I
thing.
don't enjoy it, but it's what gives them that
A
enrichment.
reason to
And
live,
on top of
literally.
that, it helps with their muscle tone, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
I see a lot of the animals that eat frozen thawed. They don't look muscular at all. You don't see any definition in the side of their bodies.
Well, here's my
mean-
thing. Now, I was raising rats, rodents myself. I was doing it. But because I got so many reptiles and then so many other things, I stopped producing rodents myself. Now, with feeding frozen thawed, I don't have a problem with it because I wiggle it around and stuff, and then I get it to bite it. It's something you can just drop it in there, it'll grab it.
Yeah.
But then when it grabs it, I give it a little tug and make it think it's alive and stuff like that. But now with like your burns, I don't know if that's what you were talking about with the muscle tone and all. I have a down here a Enchi female ball python that is just a solid muscle. I mean, if she wraps around something, you can't pull her off or nothing. That's how strong she is. It's just unbelievable strong. So I've never seen what you were talking about. I'm not saying it doesn't happen because it probably does. But I won't keep frozen rodents for more than a certain amount of time. I write the dates on them when I get them. And if they're not gone after certain times, I'll order new ones and get new ones. And because they will lose their nutritional value if they sit in a freezer too long.
Yeah, I see it a lot more, honestly, in younger berms and retics, stuff like that. Not so much balls. I mean, balls kind of have a predisposition to a certain body type.
Yeah.
But especially with the younger berms and retics, I just see all these guys feeding frozen thawed. They overfeed the hell out of them. I mean, it could happen with live too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you just don't see definition in them at all. And they're not supposed to be like that.
One pet peeve I kind of have is these people who get their animals really obese, and it's a couple of things. It's for the pleasure of, they get some kind of joy out of seeing their animals kill another animal, but also somehow they consider it some kind of rite of passage to have some, 100-pound retic when, that animal is going to die of heart disease, by the time it's 7 years old. That really, that's kind of a peeve of mine. Obviously, I don't want to see an animal that's underweight, but some of these morbidly obese reptiles, that gets on my nerves just a little bit.
Well, they say we kill our animals with love by feeding them to death.
Yeah.
Because people do that. But now, one thing with reptiles, I don't know if you know this. If you have a reptile and you don't breed it, the chances of it dying young are very high.
Mm-hmm.
They need to go through that cycle of reproduction. Even if you just breed them once, it actually extends their life expectancy dramatically.
Well, so number one, they're not completely mature until they've gone through the breeding process. And so that can inhibit their growth and development. And in other animals, people need to know that there's a window of time in which they have to become sexually active, or else there can be consequences. Like hedgehogs need to be bred right around 9 months of age. If you wait longer, they can have serious health effects. They're too young before that. But, that's, again, people, my biggest pet peeve is impulse buyers who do not research their specific species of animals that they end up purchasing before they buy. There's so many things to learn, and everyone should be conscientious and learn, even if you've had a snake before. If you want a different species of snake, unless you're just super in the know, like, I don't know, maybe you work in a pet store, or maybe you kind of are super involved in like a hurt community or something, do research before you purchase that animal, and just make sure you're going to be able to meet its needs as far as its lifespan, what type of housing and food and lights, everything that it's going to need. That's one thing when people write me and say, hey, I got X, Y, and Z, how do I take care of it? It's like, well, now that
hate
you
that.
already have it, what you need to do is
I have to agree with you there. And people also, when they get them, they compare them to themselves, like, oh, well, it doesn't hurt me, it ain't gonna hurt them, or that's another thing people do a lot. And they do. It's weird how people think. Now, Grizzly Exotic says he breeds rodents to be pet quality to help reduce the risk of injury towards his snake. Now, over my as long as I've been doing this, I've seen snakes get their eyes bit out real quick. When you put a rodent in there, the snake walks up, moves over to it, and I've seen I've not nothing of mine, but I've seen people bring animals in that have had eyes ripped out and big bites out of their side and their face just from seconds. So that's another reason I prefer to feed frozen thawed, is to prevent that whole aspect.
I've seen too many animals chewed up by rodents, or it's just it
Yeah, I don't know.
it can be a small scratch or something and then end up getting infected. So do you not have any significant issues with that?
Never. I mean, I've been doing it for probably 10 years or so that I've been keeping reptiles now, only a couple years on a larger scale, but even then, I've maybe had 2 or 3 incidences in the entire time, and all of which have completely healed, never fatal, never an eye out, nothing.
Here's another thing people don't take into consideration when they breed, when they go to feed live rodents. You drop that rodent in there, and if the snake don't eat it, you can't leave it in there. You have to house that rodent for a period of time until that snake is ready to eat it. Now, me, I have enough snakes I could just take it and drop it in another cage. It would probably grab it. Some people don't like doing that either, due to the fact of that nidovirus can be spread just from dropping a rat in and dropping it in another cage.
Well, that's where I'm at, but we breed all of our own feeders. So to me, it's kind of, they don't eat, it goes right back in the rat racks and ready for next week. With that said, though, like I said, with the bigger snakes, I won't feed them live. And I don't mean this to sound cruel at all. It's not that I care about the live rodent. It's at the point of, when I'm feeding 3, 4, 10-pound rabbits plus, that rabbit can do a serious amount of damage.
Oh, I know.
Always do. Unlike a rat, which I haven't experienced any damage really with. Rabbits, on the other hand, that's a different story.
Right.
So, I will feed frozen rabbits to my larger snakes, and I like to vary it up too and do chickens and other stuff like that.
I was going to ask you what you feed your biggest snakes.
Yep, berms, get chickens, rabbits. I've been trying to find a good source of pig, but pig's really fatty. I just like to have it maybe in the beginning of breeding season to give to the girls a little bit, just to help them out. But I do like to vary it up a bit.
Demented, but I breed the mini pigs and the micro pigs. And if I have any that are stillborn or even adults that pass away, those on food.
Yeah, no,
hey, I hate to dip out on you guys, but I'm just realizing the lights are clicking off and I got to go to work.
All right. Dylan, you have a great night. I was going to get off here in a matter of seconds anyway.
You too. It was really nice chatting with you guys.
Yeah, it was
and,
nice to
talk
have
to you
you
again
here.
soon. Later, you guys.
Yep, later.
Night.
The reason I was saying that about the housing of the rodents like that is because like Justin here, Justin Ward, he only has one snake, and if he were to feed live and it didn't eat it, he would have no place to. He would have to house that rat.
Right. Yeah.
But like one snake, frozen thawed would be the way to go, especially when you're in a like where I live, there isn't nothing around, no pet stores, no nothing.
Right.
Not easy. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
I would like to
having us on tonight.
Yes, I would like to thank you and thank your friend there for coming on. It was great to see you guys and have you guys on. And we'll have to do it again sometime. So thank you. I would like to thank everybody who was in here too.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
See ya.
Right. Peace. All right, guys. It was great to have them on. I would like to thank Juan, Justin, Grizzly, and everyone else who happens to be in here on this live stream, and it was great to have you guys here. Thank you, and peace out, people.